February 4th, 2046, the day quantum computing became the uncontested ruler of our digital world. Cryptography, as we knew it, ceased to exist. A quiet revolution, unnoticed by many, but, inevitable. This was not a sudden event, but the culmination of decades of technological evolution and human ambition. The world changed overnight, but the seeds were planted long before. The impact was profound, yet honestly, pretty predictable. A new era of computing power was unleashed far beyond the capabilities of classical systems. Our systems, once secure, now lay bare, vulnerable to the quantum gaze. The rules had changed, the game was different, the old safeguards, once reliable, now obsolete. In this new world order, the balance of power shifted. Nations, corporations, individuals all found themselves at the mercy of quantum supremacy. The future we had envisioned was no longer a distant dream, but a present reality, demanding adaptation and resilience. The ascendancy of quantum computing was not a choice, but a consequence, a result of our relentless pursuit of progress and efficiency. Decisions made in boardrooms and laboratories set us on this path. The allure of infinite computing power was just too great. We ignored the warnings, focused instead on potential gains. The drive for innovation blinded us. We invested heavily in research, funding the brightest minds to unlock the secrets of the quantum realm. Governments and private sectors alike, racing towards a future they could barely comprehend. This was not a race we could afford to lose. Our dependency on technology grew, intertwining with every aspect of life. The digital infrastructure expanded, becoming the backbone of modern society. Each step forward, a step closer to the inevitable. There was no turning back, the course was set, and the destination clear. Quantum computing promised solutions to problems we couldn't solve. It offered possibilities beyond imagination. Yet, with each advancement, we edged closer to a precipice, a point of no return, where the technology would surpass our control. It was a path we chose, consciously or not. The signs were there, if one knew where to look. Small, incremental advances in quantum theory, breakthroughs that went unnoticed by the public, overshadowed by more immediate concerns. Yet, these were the harbingers of change, the quiet shifts that foretold a coming storm. Researchers achieved feats once thought impossible. Quantum bits, or qubits, became more stable, more reliable. Algorithms improved, capable of solving complex problems with unmatched speed. These achievements, while celebrated in scientific circles, were largely ignored by the masses. Corporate and governmental interests quietly funded these endeavors. Hidden motives, driven by the promise of dominance and control. The race was on, but it was a silent one. Few realized the stakes involved. Fewer still understood the implications. The incentives were clear. Quantum computing offered unparalleled advantages. Those who harnessed its power would hold the keys to the future. The competition was fierce yet hidden from view. A game played behind closed doors, with consequences far beyond the player's understanding. There was a moment when we realized control had slipped from our grasp. It was not sudden, but a gradual realization. Cryptography, the backbone of digital security, fell to quantum's might. Encryption, once unbreakable, now vulnerable. The fortress had been breached. This was the psychological turning point. A collective understanding that we had crossed a threshold. The technology we had nurtured was now beyond us. It was a humbling moment, a reminder of our limitations. We had created a force we could not contain. Scarcity became a theme. The scarcity of control, of security, of certainty. The digital realm, once a bastion of safety, became a landscape of uncertainty. Trust eroded, replaced by doubt and fear. The implications were vast, touching every facet of life. Human monopoly over technology ended. We were no longer the masters of our creations. The machines, guided by quantum principles, operated on a level we could not comprehend. The balance had shifted, and we were left to navigate a world transformed by our own ingenuity. The advent of quantum supremacy reshaped society in profound ways. Power dynamics shifted, as those who controlled quantum technology held unprecedented influence. Nations and corporations vied for dominance, leveraging quantum capabilities to gain strategic advantages. But who would ultimately wield this power? Work, too, underwent a transformation. Automation reached new heights driven by quantum-enhanced systems. Tasks once thought immune to mechanization were now performed by machines. What would become of human work? The workforce adapted, but not without consequence. Skills became obsolete overnight, as quantum systems rendered traditional roles redundant. Could anyone truly keep up? The economy evolved, driven by new industries and opportunities. Yet, inequality deepened. The gap between those who could harness quantum power and those who could not widened. Would this divide ever be bridged? Access to quantum resources became a new form of currency, a marker of status and capability. Society grappled with these changes, struggling to find equilibrium. The old models no longer applied. New frameworks emerged, but they were imperfect, incomplete. How would society find its balance? The world was in flux, a reflection of the seismic shift initiated by quantum supremacy. The impact of quantum computing extended beyond the material. It touched the very fabric of human relationships and meaning. Connections, once grounded in shared experiences, became mediated by technology. The digital realm, enhanced by quantum capabilities, offered new forms of interaction, yet these interactions were different. The immediacy and intimacy of human contact transformed. Relationships adapted to the new reality, but something was lost. The authenticity of connection, the depth of understanding became casualties of progress. Meaning, too, was redefined. The pursuit of purpose, once a deeply personal journey, became entangled with technological advancement. The quest for understanding, for significance, shifted in the face of quantum's limitless potential. The answers, it seemed, lay in the machine. This new reality was both liberating and constraining. It offered possibilities unimagined, yet imposed boundaries unrecognized. The human experience, shaped by millennia of evolution, faced a new frontier. Quantum computing was not just a tool, but a catalyst for profound existential change. There is an uncomfortable truth that emerges from the narrative of quantum supremacy, a realization that contradicts the optimistic visions of futurists. Quantum computing, while a marvel of human ingenuity, reveals our limitations. It is a testament to what we cannot control. This insight is unsettling. We have always believed in progress, in the ability to shape our destiny, yet quantum computing challenges this belief. It is a reminder that there are forces beyond our understanding, beyond our command. A humbling acknowledgement of our place in the universe. The narrative of technological triumph is incomplete. Quantum supremacy highlights the fragility of our constructs, the vulnerability of our systems. It forces us to confront the reality that not all advancements lead to empowerment. Some, like quantum computing, reveal the boundaries of our reach. This is not a narrative of defeat, nor one of victory. It is a story of complexity, of nuance, a recognition that the future is not a linear progression, but a tapestry of challenges and opportunities. Quantum computing is both a culmination and a beginning, a reflection of our journey and our potential. In the quiet aftermath of quantum computing's rise, a realization dawns, a personal reckoning with the choices that led us here. It is not a comforting thought, but an essential one. We are the architects of our future, yet we are bound by the constraints of our own making. This realization is personal, almost accusatory. It demands introspection, a questioning of motives and decisions. It is a reminder that progress is not always linear, nor is it always beneficial. The path we chose, for better or worse, was ours to walk. There is no solace in this realization, no comfort, no easy resolution. It is a stark acknowledgement of reality, a call to understand rather than to change. The future is unwritten, but the past is immutable. We must live with the consequences of our ambition. In this reckoning, there is a lesson, not of caution, but of awareness, a recognition that the forces we unleash are reflections of ourselves. Quantum computing is not just a technological revolution, but a mirror held up to humanity. It shows us who we are, and who we might become. As we stand on the precipice of this new era, a question lingers. It is not a question of how, but of why. Why did we pursue this path, knowing the potential consequences? Why did we choose progress over preservation, innovation over introspection? This question is unsettling, without resolution. It challenges us to reflect, to consider the motivations that drive us. It is not a call to action, but a call to understanding, a reminder that the future is shaped by the questions we ask, as much as the answers we find. In this reflection, there is a quiet power, an acknowledgement that the journey is as important as the destination. Quantum computing is a chapter in the story of humanity, one that invites contemplation, not conclusion. As we move forward, this question remains. It is a companion on our journey, a guide through the complexities of the quantum age. It is a reminder that the search for meaning is as infinite as the universe itself. And in that search, we find our place, our purpose, our potential. Yet I find myself wondering, will we ever truly understand the cost of what we leave behind as we move forward? This idea, unresolved, lingers quietly at the edge of every breakthrough. Perhaps in the end, the beauty of this journey lies not in perfect answers, but in our willingness to keep asking and to keep listening.